What's up, everybody? It's Siren Records Monterey. It is Fresh Catch Friday. And as always, boy, we're going to talk about some of the new releases on vinyl this week, as well as reissues. And this isn't even all of it, but you know, for the sake of speed, we're going to get going. Okay, starting out with picks of the week. First up, got to give you the Keith Richards and the Expensive Winos live at the Hollywood Palladium. This is 2 LPs. This version that I'm showing you here is a limited edition red transparent vinyl. This is on BMG Rights Management label. This is gatefold sleeve. This is newly remastered and back in print for 2020. It's a limited edition. Like I said, it's red and high quality 180 gram vinyl. Contains 13 live tracks of including classics like Take It So Hard, Struggle, Happy, Time Is On My Side, stuff like that. It is recorded live on the Talk Is Cheap tour at the Hollywood Palladium on December 15th of 1988. And this is just really, rock and roll, dirty, gritty Keith and the Expensive Winos. It's also great. There is also a big ultra box set that this comes with as well. Or not comes with, it comes in that way. And then that one, you get a DVD of the show, you get like memorabilia, like ticket stub, handwritten set list that Keith has delivered, all kinds of stuff. But anyway, this one here that I'm showing you is just the limited edition double. And anyway, it's great stuff. Take a listen to that if you are a full-blown Stones fan like me, or if you just like Keith in any way, that it's just top drawer. Okay, next up I want to talk to you about the Messingers, and this is called From Exile, and this is on Epitaph. This Pennsylvania punks, the Messingers, they were one of the many bands that were still on tour when COVID hit, and they just completed a European trek, and they were just about to start up with Australia and New Zealand when everybody had to go home and stay indoors. And so that pretty much scrapped their touring plans for the summer. And so they're kind of faced with the prospect of just like losing the entire album's cycle worth of touring. So, they kind of just got to work on something different and decided to rework this. That tour was on the back of the album called, sorry, I'm blanking. It was called Hello Exile. Okay, so that one was getting some critical acclaim. It was getting some legs. They were really going with it, and when the brakes got put on them, now they went home and reworked it, redid everything in a completely different way, and that's why this is called From Exile, because it was all them recording in their bedrooms or whatever, and just in isolation. So that's why this one was called From Exile. Anyway, it's an incredibly different and much more laid back vibe than you're used to if you're familiar with Messinger's stuff. This one, it really fits the band surprisingly well. It's throughout, it's still, it being a Messinger's record, it's still you still get a huge dose of like the real heavy chorus kind of sing-along vibe and everything, but wow, it really works for them, this kind of pared down lower vibe, and I really liked it. I thought this was great. So check this out if you want to hear something different, or if you're just a fan of Messingers, you might be pleasantly surprised by this. I thought it was really good stuff. Okay, so those are the picks. And now, getting on with it, let's start up with this. This is AC/DC. This is called Power Up. This is on Columbia. It's the long-awaited new album from AC/DC. It's their 17th studio album. They're all charged up, and they've got 12 new tracks. They're maintaining their signature sound and their, powerful hallmarks. It's you might have heard the single Shot in the Dark that was pre-released before this. It still has the lineup of Angus Young on lead guitar, Brian Johnson on lead vocals, Cliff Williams on bass, Phil Rudd on drums, and Steve Young on rhythm guitar. So they're all firing on all cylinders again. And this is on 180 gram vinyl, and it's in a gatefold jacket. There's also a special box like that has the little button you press and the light up goes around it. If you remember, like that Rick and Morty box that had that, it's like that. Anyway, this one I'm showing you, this is just the gatefold. Okay, so next up is Aesop Rock, Spirit World Field Guide. This is also this is on Rhymesayers, and this is a double LP. And oh my gosh, top marks just for packaging alone. This is since his debut in the late 90s, A$AP Rock has been writing a high caliber of writing, definitely, but one thing that's continually evolved is the real flow. This is just flawless on this one. It's really infused with his personality, and he's got a real gift for visual imagery. So this has this album, it sort of evokes like characters, inanimate objects, and their surrounding environments, and that just really vividly comes to life with the way that he delivers it. It's let's see, he describes each passing moment throughout the album's 21 chapters. It's you just have to explore this with intention. It's on clear, ultra clear double vinyl with direct to disc label imprint, and it's a transparent sticker sheet featuring 20 custom stickers, printed record sleeves, and a digital download. And the way that this looks across the top here, you'll see it if you look at this in person. It's hard to see on screen there, but I'm almost wondering if that's like not fit for 3D glasses. Could be, I don't know. But anyway, boy, great packaging job there. So yeah, well done, A$AP Rock. Next, here we go. This one is Alice in Chains Facelift, 2 LPs. This is a reissue to celebrate the 30th anniversary of Alice in Chains, and this was their debut record. Not only did it introduce the world to Lane Staley and Jerry Cantrell, Sean Kinney, and Mike Starr, but it was also a very pivotal album in the grunge scene, and it sold over 2 million copies in the US alone, and includes like the hit Man in the Boxes on this, Bleed the Freak, We Die Young, and Sea of Sorrow. There's also a digital download included here. 30th anniversary, God, go figure, who knew? Okay, then this is Bahamas, Sad Hunk, and this is on the Brushfire Records label, the 5th album from Bahamas, who is Alfie Jervanen, and it takes the title from a nickname bestowed by his wife in reaction to how he is portrayed in the media. A collaboration from the same team as his 2018 release, Earth Tones. Really graceful guitar work of Sam Weber, a musician he discovered on YouTube. And he's got Grammy-nominated producer Robbie Lakritz. It's the next step in his signature style here. And this is on 180-gram opaque purple vinyl. Okay, then, this one here is Andrea Bocelli. It's called Believe. It's on Decca. He's an internationally renowned, beloved Italian tenor. Andrea Bocelli reaches a breathtaking new album to celebrate the power of music to soothe the soul. Okay, it follows his record-breaking Music for Hope performance at Easter from Milan's historic Duomo Cathedral. Features classic favorites and previously unreleased track from the late composer Ennio Morricone. I hope I'm saying these names right. Ennio Morricone. He's the guy that did all those soundtracks and stuff. But anyway, plus Gracia Plena, an acclaimed film from the acclaimed film Fatima, 2 duets with Cecilia Bartoli, and interpretations of Ave Maria and Padre Nostro. Okay, so Andrea Bocelli. New and probably really going to sell well. British Sea Power. This is From Sea to the Land Beyond. This is on Rough Trade. Originally, this was released in 2013, and it's on ocean blue double vinyl, and you get a DVD of the movie. This was a soundtrack for the BFI British Coastline film that was called From the Sea to Land Beyond. It originally released in 2013, like I said. Okay, the soundtrack comes with the DVD film. This consists of reworkings of previous British Sea Power songs, and was recorded in Brighton and mixed by the guy who does like Sigur Rós and Cocteau Twins. Features a bonus track on this that wasn't used in the film. So when they first showed this film on BBC television, it kind of like had more viewers than they ever get for these things. So it's a really fantastic array of footage from the British coastline from like they're the National Archive. They travel through from like 1901 through both world wars into peacetime and into the modern age. From shows the coastline as a place of leisure, industry, and wild nature. But anyway, so this back in print now. Pretty successful album for them there. Okay, so next up is the Nels Cline Singers Share the Wealth. This is on Blue Note. And okay, Nels Cline, this is the third Blue Note release with, this guy's kind of like a guitar renegade, sort of like a sonic explorer. He has a very potent and provocative program of like spontaneous and really compelling music, and with an expanded edition of his long-running project, the Nels Cline Singers. Together they have these evocative soundscapes, and they're really kind of uninhibited stretching, it's like a jazz aficionados kind of a thing. So anyway, double album here for you now. Okay, this is kind of a surprising record. This is Elvis Costello. This is called Hey Clock Face. This is recorded in Helsinki, Paris, and New York, and it's the latest of Elvis following the Imposters' Grammy-winning album Look Now, which was, 2 years ago or something like that? Anyway, this features contributions from Bill Frisell, Nels Cline, who we just talked about, and longtime collaborator Steve Naive, and this is on red vinyl for the limited edition of this one. Now, it's a real beatnik kind of record. He's jumping around all over the place. There are some passages that are like spoken word, and there's like a couple of real shining moments, but it's not like you were kind of thinking maybe you would really like some, have him plugged into a cheap amp and really rocking it up to shake the dust off of 2020, but it's not really like that. This is very much a real kind of, like I said, it's a very thoughtful record, but it jumps around all over the place, and as I said, it's just very, very beatnik is like a good way to describe it. So, I'm always excited when there's a new Elvis Costello album out because I really like him, but I think that this album lyrically is where you're going to find the jewels in the dust. It's not so much the music. I think a couple of listens and it'll be a little bit of a grower, but I think that you're really going to find what you need in the lyrics more than the songs, because it's not really cohesive. It does tend to jump around all over the place. But anyway, you got to be patient with that one. Next up is a reissue of Cranberries' No Need to Argue. This is the first ever deluxe 180-gram 2 LP pressing of this record. It's a 2020 remaster of the original album and B-sides, and the previously unreleased Yesterday's Gone from MTV Unplugged is on here too. All right. Ghost Funk Orchestra, an ode to escapism, and this is on Coal Mine Records. And their latest, they just want you to close your eyes and take a dive into your subconscious on this record. It's got strings and horns that float around, and their three sirens explore themes of isolation, fear, and the unknown, and the fabrication of self-image. It's a very soulful and psychedelic journey that picks up sonically where a song from Paul left off, if you're familiar with their previous things. The drums are heavier, the arrangements are more intricate, the vocal harmonies just really soar over real odd time signatures. It's strange. But anyway, they're even saying this is an album that is meant to be listened to in the dark. This is the indie exclusive. It's on blue and black swirl vinyl, and there is a download card with this too. Okay. Next up, let's see. This is, again, we talked about the picture disc last week, but this is the regular black vinyl. It's just the 50th anniversary collector's edition on 180 gram of the Grateful Dead American Beauty. This is Gregor, and this is called Destiny. This is on the Chapter music label. Destiny is the second album from this Melbourne prog rock eccentric guy, producer guy. It takes very spacious, inquisitive pop. His debut album was called Silver Drop, and it puts it through like that same sort of thing, but you know, a little more warped this time around. So Destiny is like a lovesick epic, and it's filled with melodies, turning obsessive lines, repeating and repeating until it's like a mantra, and a very expanding production. This is on silver vinyl and also comes with a download card. Okay, next up, Marika Hackman. This is covers. This is on Sub Pop. This is a very adventurous and versatile covers. It continues her turning each body of work into like a new take and a new perspective. Very much like she's got a real creative vision. She's never afraid to wear her heart on her sleeve. This is like a limited edition transparent blue vinyl. It opens up with a Shins cover, and there was like an Always cover on here when I was listening to it. Interesting. Oh, it actually doesn't open with the Shins cover. It's the second song, and it's like a cover of Phantom Limb, which is, you know, kind of interesting. So have a listen. I think it's all it takes. She takes these songs and really pares them down, slows them down, and it's a kind of dreamy pop. It was interesting. Okay, this one, Heathered Pearls, Cast. This is on Ghostly International. This guy is Polish. His name's Jacob Alexander. He's Polish-born, Michigan-raised, New York-based artist and producer. He really has like imagery of like a narrative framework, very, very fluid in his craft. This is his third album, very ambient and very abstract, but pretty cool. Actually, I pretty much really enjoyed this. You know, it's a lot of just nice background, but real well done. This is on what they're calling a rust patina vinyl, and I thought that was pretty good. It's called Heathered Pearls is the project name, and the album is called Cast. Okay, this one is Inlet. This is the Earth Analog Records. It's like after a 22-year silence, this legendary space rock group have finally arrived with a surprise new album that was released unceremoniously on Bandcamp in June. But it took a little time for the news to go viral. But anyway, now it's on actual vinyl, you know, tangible product. So they're based out of Champaign, Illinois. They're best known for classic albums like 1995's You'd Prefer an Astronaut, and have since become a staple of 90s alt rock. This is a sonic journey, huge riffs, heavy atmosphere, that kind of thing. It's a 180-gram double LP, and it comes with a download card. That's, yeah, definitely been a while. Okay, now there's this series of this Elton John stuff that it's an in-depth exploration of Elton John and Bernie Taupin's very extensive catalog with early rarities and deep cuts that are personally curated by Elton John. And it's like just a real treasure trove for fans that want to really go deep. So it's to coincide with the release of the updated paperback edition of Me. Okay, so first of all, this one is called the Jewel Box, Elton John Jewel Box. This is the double LP. And this collection just celebrates the songs mentioned by name by Elton in the book. And closing, and this is Me with the 2020 Academy Award winning I'm Gonna Love Me Again. Okay, so this one is the double. So you've got that one. All right, next up is the Rarities and B-Sides, and this is a triple. So this is Rarities, 1965 to 1971. Sought after demos and music that cemented the foundation of the iconic John Taupin writing partnership. This compelling missing piece in the illustrious story. B-Sides, 76 to 05. Flip sides, compiled together for the first time, so these gems get another chance to sparkle. Okay, that's the triple. Then you've got Elton Jewel Box Deep Cuts, and this is the 4 LP one. And you see, that's a big one there, and it's heavy, 4 bucks. Okay, the release the fans have been waiting for. With an eye-watering amount of previously unheard and unreleased tracks, this is a treasure trove for Elton John fans. Deep Cuts is a selection of personal favorites, curated by Elton, the 4 LP box set. So that's a lot of Elton John right there in those 3 items. But yeah, like, you know, as a heavy heavy duty Elton John fan, that's like your day has come. Okay, let me move my stack here to be a little more manageable. Okay, now, all right, Lamb Chop Trip. This is on the Merge label, and Lamb Chop's just getting trippy with covers of Wilco, Stevie Wonder, The Supremes, and more. This is a limited edition Coke bottle, clear and yellow swirl, and it includes a 7.5-inch square blotter paper print and a download. And that one, it's only 6 tracks, I think, right? 1, 2, 3, 4. Yeah, it's just 6 tracks on this. All right, next up, this is Macabre Carnival of Killers. This is on Nuclear Blast. It's been 9 years since the last album by these guys, the undisputed kings of murder metal. And the album depicts a fun fair filled with serial killers that each song tells the tale of them. And, you know, the artwork, I mean, you've got like Richard Ramirez and John Wayne Gacy. Who's this guy? I forget what his name is. It was the guy. Well, anyway, whatever. You know, they're all there depicted, and there's songs about each one of them. So that's that. It's a Bludgeoned Flesh Edition vinyl, and it's limited to 1,400. Okay. Next up, this is hard for me to believe. This is Bob Marley Uprising Live. It's on Eagle Records. The 75th anniversary 3LP 180 gram vinyl. 75th anniversary? Are you kidding me with this? But yeah, I was just blown away by that. But there's the little logo even in the 75. So it's true. I mean, that, I'm just like, I don't know, I'm floored by that. But anyway, there you go. How many albums is this? It's 2, 3, double? Is it a double? Triple. It's a triple. Okay, I guess. Is it? A side, B side, C side, D side, E side. Yeah, okay. It's very heavy too. Okay, next up, Molchat Doma, Monument. This is on Sacred Bones, and this is also on cassette for you that like cassettes. Belarus, that's where they're from. They're a trio from Belarus. And this is like, they take kind of 80s post-punk and synth pop, and a good way to describe this is like an Eastern Bloc sort of Depeche Mode type band, I guess you would say. Anyway, this is limited edition blue vinyl with a digital download as well. And I gotta say, the reissue of their first record is blowing out the door, so expect this is gonna do pretty well too. But yeah, it's like definitely very Depeche Mode influenced, I think. Okay, John Parrish and PJ Harvey. This is Dance Hall at Louse Point. This is on Island. This is a reissue of the original 1996 album featuring the single That Was My Veil. It's pressed on 180 gram, comes with a download code, and they're just reissuing all this great PJ Harvey stuff. And God, I just love her. So that's really good. Nice reissue. All right, so we're gonna keep moving with Petite Biscuit, Parachute. This is on the Acuri label. Producer of French electronic music presents his second album, Parachute. He steps into the role of an assured frontman on this. This is his project. He's singing on most of the songs on this album, and he's really kind of embodying this generation of these people that just are not afraid to lay themselves bare. So, you know, interesting record. Very kind of has that it seemed very radio friendly to me for a certain type. It's not really my thing, but you know, I could see how he could fit in with you know, that just kind of like soulful sort of you know, it just reminded me of just like a lot of stuff that it's not rap and it's not really R&B, it's that somewhere in between. That's kind of what it reminded me of, those sort of performers. Okay, this is a reissue of the Plain White Tees, All That We Needed, on the Craft label. This is a breakthrough album of theirs, and it's available for the first time now on vinyl. Okay, I'm trying to move this along for us all. There's plastic everywhere. Okay. Okay, this is Public Enemy what you're going to do when the grid goes down on Def Jam. They've reunited to officially release Fight the Power 2020 remix. And that was the really explosive remix that opened the 2020 BET Awards in June, if you watched that. It's just relevant to the times right now. It's right on time. The beats are very old school, just like back in the day. So if you love Public Enemy, you're going to like this too. Here's a reissue, Trent Rezner and Atticus Ross, The Social Network. It's a soundtrack for that movie on Columbia Pictures. It was the groundbreaking debut score from Trent Reznor and Atticus Ross, winner of 9 major awards, including the 2010 Academy Award for Best Original Score. This is 2 LPs on 180 gram. They're calling this the definitive edition. Okay, these 2 Nina Simone records are, let's see, we've got, all right, so they're both on the Verve label. This is I Put a Spell on You, and this one is Pastel Blues. Now, these are what they call the Acoustic Sounds series, and they are audiophile reissues mastered from the original analog tapes on 180 gram and with gatefold sleeves. Okay, so they're both here for you now too. Sorry, I've got the shine on that one. Showing her to you without the big light. Sorry, it's kind of hard to do that. But anyway, there you go, Nina Simone. And okay, this one I guess people have been really waiting for. This is kind of a boring cover, but okay. Chris Stapleton. It's called Starting Over. It's on Mercury. 14 tracks. It's his first project with new material since his last album in 2017. I guess that was, super, super successful for him. He plans to tour in support of this as part of the All-American Roadshow in the summer of 2021. So I hope that happens for him. He's received 5 Grammy Awards, 7 ACM Awards, 10 CMA Awards, and 5 Billboard Music Awards to date. So this is like all new material for him. And I really do kind of wish he just would have come up with a better cover. This is just, it's just a little boring, but okay. This is Luke Titus. It's called Plasma. It's on the Super label. It's the debut LP from a Chicago producer, multi-instrumentalist, and songwriter, and is on translucent green vinyl. Next up, this is Trippy Red. It's called Pegasus. It's on 10,000 Projects. This is the 3rd studio album by this American rapper and singer Trippy Red. He just loops back to being the moody Trippy that everybody fell in love with back then. So, kind of back to one for Trippy Red. Okay. And lastly, this is Various Strum and Thrum American Jangle Underground. This is on Captured Tracks. Now, it's a compilation, it has lots of terrific tracks, and they all have the vibe, this kind of rock music, ignored by the mainstream. But, the great thing was whether you identified with jangle pop or punk, you had this feeling of busting out of what you were tired of. And there was new excited audience for it. So here, this is like how many records is in here? Let's see, 2 LPs, but a lot of stuff. I'll give you some, like the Reverbs, the Cyclones, the Windbreakers, Salem 66, Great Plains, the Ferrets, Holiday, Pop Art, Reactions, the White Sisters, the Darrows, the Outnumbered, Sex Clark 5. So, it was all this real kind of underground stuff. But anyway, real cool compilation of various artists there. Okay, so I guess that's the pile. Okay, so that was a lot to get through. A lot of that was like reissues, but some really cool stuff came out. As I said, a box of ATO just got here after I compiled all my notes. It's been like the whole day. It didn't show up until, after hours, but I don't know what's in there, and there could be more stuff. But if it is, we're just going to have to talk about it next week. So thanks for sitting in. Thank you for joining me. And I hope there was something here that you found that you're intrigued by. And, you want to listen to. Now again, I have asked the buyer to please send me the list so that I can post it down for you below in case you missed anything or if I mumbled anything. So I hope you have a great weekend, and I will talk to you next time. Thanks for being here, and I'll see you soon. Bye.